Alright guys, thanks for tuning in to this episode of Outspoken. In honor of Pride Month, the rainbow flag, which has always been a symbol of LGBTQ plus people, but has recently come under attack when Philadelphia introduced a new rainbow flag, including 2 new colors, brown and black, to be inclusive of people of color in the LGBT community. Thoughts on this?
It's not really needed.
Okay.
See, I feel the same way.
Well, we'll go to our darkest member first. We'll go in order. Well,
Maybe it is.
I feel like
Take it back.
Well,
Let's start off with the darkest color.
I just mean I have the least to contribute to this conversation.
So was it after him, girl? It's probably me then, right?
Yeah, we're gonna go in order of shade, skin tone.
I would say that it's not needed because the flag doesn't represent anything about race. It's more about just treating people right and equality and all that stuff. So why would you interject race into it? But I do get the narrative of it,
Right.
Because white gays do treat minorities different than themselves.
Right, and I agree with you too, because at the end of the day, we all know, we've talked about it, we've done a topic about racism in the gay community, we've already done an episode, several of them, and we, discussed how there is, this division, of, different people who are come from different ethnic backgrounds, in our community. You have the whites that want to stay with the whites, and the blacks only want to be with the blacks, and people putting within our community, which is very hypocritical, being that we're a community that is fighting for equal, rights in our country.
Right.
So I do understand the premise of why they want to put it on the flag. Do I think necessarily it's going to change, the issues that are happening right now? No, I don't. I think it's a discussion that needs to be had, with people, public figures in our community of all different colors, whether it be, someone like RuPaul, someone like Lady, but let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Let's make it a conversation.
Like that's exactly what this flag did. And that's why I was for it. Now, do I think it should be permanent? No, and I don't think it was permanent. I think it was just for whatever that city was. Philadelphia's pride or whatever, because there had been club owners on video saying how they prefer white business.
Right.
And I've had even friends say the same thing about Dallas club owners, where they said they prefer white business. And so I feel like at this point it's just like, hey, this one was like, this is my pride, this is my first term in. I'm gonna make a statement. And it was like, hey, we don't feel inclusive as brown and black people. So we're gonna put this so it can be a conversation, because oh my God, my flag, my flag, my flag. First of all, it's just a flag. I know what it represents, but if you're gonna go negative, then you have an issue with yourself. You're the reason why we're even having this kind of discussion.
Right.
So, and I get it. On the flip side, does it need to be up there? Does it need to be a thing? Why not let it be a thing so this can happen? Because honestly, I haven't seen so many people talk about it. White people, for the most part, white gays, will not even talk about the subject because they don't see it.
It makes them uncomfortable. It either makes them uncomfortable or they just don't want to deal with it, period.
And that's, what have we gotten the most backlash for out of all of our videos, all of our, everything we've talked about has been people that don't agree with our views on racism in the gay community, and they're fighting. They are so defensive. They don't want to admit it exists. They don't want to admit that sometimes preference isn't actually subtle racism, internalized racism. And so as far as the flag goes, I agree with you. I think it's great that it's creating a dialogue. It is something that needs to be talked about more and more with our community.
Right.
As far as making it an official flag, if that's, I don't think we need to do that.
I don't think that was even a discussion.
I don't think that
I thought that's what it was.
No, it was just for their pride.
Philadelphia's
pride, because that had happened. She wanted to make a statement hey, we need to feel inclusive, because a lot of times we don't.
Right.
And it doesn't even have to just be in the gay community. It needs to be a statement of, hey, our gay white brothers and LGBT understand that, we have this thing in common, that we're gay and we're being discriminated against, but you also have privilege that we don't have.
Right.
And we just need you to understand that that's still a day, and that we're struggling outside of just being gay.
Right.
Right.
And
I guess I'm just a little biased on it, because the majority, ever since I came out here to LA, and I know we're jaded because we live in LA, it's a very, inclusive area for the most part. For the most part, is what I'm going to say. From my experience, I can't speak
in
for everybody else.
to the rest of our country.
The majority of the homophobia that I've ever dealt with were people of color, particularly Latin people. That's who I received the majority of homophobic slurs and whatnot. When I came out here to LA and I moved, I went to West Hollywood, maybe I just wasn't paying attention to it because I never really cared. I don't know, and that's probably not a good thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but I didn't experience too much of like a white gaze trying to separate me away. Although I am very aware that it's there because I've been on Grindr and I've seen like people say, white person say no blacks, no Asians. We've talked about this, so that's why I do know that there is definitely a thing.
They'll accept you, the white gaze. They'll accept you if you're a certain type of black or Mexican.
It doesn't have to be like sexually thing. It's just
no. I'm not talking about sexual.
Government loans. This is like we're being discriminated against based on our color. Yeah, I get it, girl. You could say like, oh, Latin people have given me the most shit about being gay. We're not talking about being gay. We're talking.
It's a race thing, right?
And we're just saying within our own community, we're not like being accepted. It's not okay. You're getting our money.
It's hypocritical.
We're there every weekend. We're bringing friends. We're there to have a good time. Yeah. And if you don't want to accept our money, then just say that. Put that at the front door. So I'm not giving you my money. Yeah. So I feel like it's just. I don't know. I'm very passionate. I get it. Like, I don't think it should be a permanent thing, but I thought it was the best thing that could have happened.
It was a good gesture. It was a good gesture.
Yeah.
I believe Philly has the biggest gay black pride, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I know they have one every year.
Okay.
We never
Black Pride celebration. No, we learned our lesson.
But like I was saying, the white gays, they do bring you into their world, but if you're a certain type, because I know that I can go into any club, whatever, though, because I'm passable in a way. But if I were to come in,
passable in terms of what, like the way you talk, the way you present yourself,
all that stuff, like that. If I came in with more of a ethnic dialect, or if I came in wearing baggy clothes, they'll shun me. I've seen them shun people like, oh well, you're gonna steal my wallet or whatever. Say like little snarky comments like that, which I don't support ever because those are my people.
I'm glad that we're all talking about this, and I'm glad it is making people talk.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
My biggest complaint with this whole situation is it's good that there's a dialogue, but we have way more important things to fight as a community than about the colors of our flag that represent us.
There's so many other things to fight about.
There are literally men in other countries still being killed, put in concentration camps, and we're sitting here fighting, cutting, nitpicking the details of our, what is our community called? LGBTQ, IPS, whatever. We have to have this color and this color. Everyone needs to be inclusive. Yeah. I do agree that we do need to be open-minded and have this dialogue with each other, but at the end of the day, we should feel so privileged that we're even allowed to fight to have a flag to represent us so we can be ourselves.
I get you're saying we need to be happy that we're privileged, and I get it. I understand we are in America. We do get to live. But when a fucking white man is saying that he doesn't want me in his club, but you can go in, that something needs to be said about it. And if that means messing up your little flag, and the people who are overreacting, it says something about them. And yeah, you're right. It is just a flag. Right. So that's why I don't understand why there's such a big controversy. And it wasn't like it's universal. It was just for this pride.
Right. Why did it? Was it the fact that because everybody painted this picture online on social media that a new announcement, the rainbow flag has been changed. This is what it's going to be from now on.
That's how the story
is. Because to me, I don't care, girl. No, the issues are there. The issues are there. I'm down to talk about them. Yeah. I do understand that, yes, I like the fact that this has raised the conversation now. Mm-hmm. Do I think slapping brown and black on the rainbow flag, do I think it's just going to make it go away like that? Absolutely not. It's not going to. But that's where my defense is. I think that there is some people that were like, okay, like everybody's getting their panties in a bunch about something for this reason, but I understand the conversation that it's raising. Mm-hmm. That's where I come from. I'm not gonna get mad if they don't put brown on the. I'm not gonna get mad if they.
And I want this conversation to continue because it has never been really dealt with.
Right.
White gays feel like they can be as racist. They'll be racist to your face. Okay. White straight men, they'll hide it, but when it comes to gay white men, they just say it to your face. Really, they're kind of more blatant. They feel. I think it's because they also see themselves as a minority, so they feel like they can be that way. But it's like, no, you're a different type of minority than I am. It's different. You know what I mean?
It's hypocritical on both ends. If you're somebody who deals with oppression at all, and you're saying, "Oh, I'm a black person, but the gay people's rights they don't really matter to me," or "I'm a gay person, but the gay people of color's rights it doesn't really matter to me," that makes you a hypocrite, sweetheart. That's what it is. So
That's a whole nother
That
Yeah, that's a whole other topic. Yeah.
We've talked about, I've gone in
Yeah.
on Instagram with people who don't fight for the same things I fight, even though I'm fighting for their fight. But
Right.
We've talked about
Mhm.
that. That's a whole other thing.
What do you guys think of the argument? Because one of the arguments we get when we talk about these race issues, especially within our own community, one of the biggest pushbacks we get is, well, why do you want white approval? Why do you not respect yourselves? Or why are you that pathetic? I mean, that's just an argument people come at us a lot for that.
I'm missing the part where we were begging white people for their
Well, that's what I'm
approval.
saying. Just to be able to treat people regularly, normally, not see these racial lines, or just see us all as one people. I don't think that's begging anybody
It's
for.
not. It's wanting equality. It's wanting us to be treated on a same level, same slate. That's all.
It's wanting it to be a discussion.
Right.
Acknowledge that it's there and realize that people are fucking getting hurt behind it. Whether it's not getting the loan they want, not getting the house they wanted, not getting the job they wanted because it's just a skin. It's like wanting to raise awareness that, hey, this is still happening, even in the gay community.
Yeah. Not being able to sit down and have a decent meal without people being all extra, think you're not going to tip and things like that. Because I tip every goddamn body. Okay, I'm a good tipper.
You never even pay for your own food.
Well, I can at least pay for the tip.
Just
Or
the
take
tip.
the tip.
Just the tip.
The rainbow flag originally was created by an artist and activist, Gilbert Baker, in 1978 in San Francisco. The original flag actually had 8 colors: pink for sexuality, red for life, orange for healing, yellow for sunlight, green for nature, turquoise for art, blue for peace, and violet represented spirit. So a lot of the arguments are that none of those things represent us in a marginalized way, such as race or color or anything like that. It represents our spirits and the essence of what makes us a cohesive community.
Right.
Black and brown people don't get all that. I'm
And-
sorry.
And one thing I will say on this is particularly black LGBT, contribute a lot to the culture of our community.
Oh, well.
So I will say that. Trust me, I'm not like, it sounds weird because I feel like by me not being affected by the fact that these colors are going to be like, it's not that I don't care, it's I just feel like it's a bigger conversation than to talk about it on a flag.
But at least the doors are open for that conversation.
Exactly. And that's what I like, the fact that people are talking about this.
Yes.
And
But do you think they would be talking about it if this wasn't done as widely as it being talked about?
I mean, we were already talking about it.
I understand that, but
Mainstream.
me and you are
Mainstream,
we're different people. Those gays, there's Trump for gays. There's other types of gays that this needs to reach.
Right.
People that, we're in LA, girl, you're a little spoiled here. You haven't been on the other side where it's like, girl, you twitch in front of someone's like fag. It's like, you know what I mean? So you gotta, we're spoiled, but you gotta remember, like, this is bigger than all of us. This is bigger than us just here in LA. This is for people who are not getting all those things you just listed because of their skin color.
Right.
So I'm not gonna get pissed over a flag that was just made for a conversation. This activist made this flag so it can represent and start a conversation. Right. This woman brought this in, and yes, it's not permanent. It's just to make a conversation feeling like, hey, this is not okay that this is in our community when we're supposed to be one.
Yeah, you're right, Jeff.
But that's how I feel.
No.
I feel the same way.
I think everybody agrees with the sentiment of it. It's just, my only thing is that people are just losing their minds over a flag.
Yeah, relax.
At the end of the day. I love the conversation that it starts.
Yeah.
But people need to, the self-righteousness of some of the people with the movement and with what's happening.
Gays are dying from AIDS.
It's so funny.
I know.
It's quick to say no.
No,
like,
gays are
I
not
don't
dying
like
from
the
AIDS
flag
anymore. Like, you can for if they're not getting treated on. No, gays are being killed by people who don't like gay people. That's what's killing gays now. That's what's killing gays.
There's a lot of other things we should be worried about than a fucking flag. That's the point of it.
That's just the end.
People are losing their lives.
Yeah.
Respect the messages behind it and the fact that there's a conversation being held. That is what I guess I would say.
And as a gay person or an LGBTQ whatever person, you can celebrate being gay however you want. Make up your own damn flag, put a selfie of yourself on, whatever. Part of our community and part of the idea of our community is that we are inclusive and we do celebrate being different and being who we are. So if you want a flag that's red and green or purple and blue or whatever the hell you want, have that represent you as a person, as a gay, whatever. I'm going to keep the rainbow flag.
Don't shut it down immediately because it's ugly. oh, what the fuck is this? It's ugly, without even being able to have a conversation and understand.
Although-
the
Maybe
message behind
just
it.
tweak it a little bit. Can we just redesign? We'll keep the colors in,
like-
but can we just redesign
Oh, I'm
it?
gonna say.
It just goes
No
to
shade,
show,
it's
goes-
kind of ugly.
it goes
On
to
a very,
show-
on a very, very shallow.
It goes to show how shallow the gays are.
Right.
That's kind of what's wrong with our
Right.
community, that they're willing to look at that first and look at the discussion that why it was there. There was so many people online complaining like, oh my
It was
god,
ugly.
this is ugly. Like, this isn't what. Well, can you have the discussion first and
Before-
then fucking
Right, exactly, and I agree with you.
And we
on
just
that.
had that discussion, and now I'll say it is ugly, brown and black. From an artistic point of view,
But-
I don't like it.
I didn't like it
but-
either.
What flag is cute?
I know, right?
I thought it was a little much myself.
The
Right.
rainbow flag, I love our
I mean,
rainbow
I-
flag. It's pretty, you know.
I have grown to like it. I used to be very like,
For me, I think it's a little much.
yeah, I
don't-
used to
I don't
hate
need a
it.
flag to represent.
Yeah, I used to
But
hate it.
I'm saying, like, for what it brings and what it teaches the youth, okay, I get it,
Right.
but rainbow, like, it's kind of stereotypical.
But
why,
that's the whole
that's
thing,
why
yeah.
I
I think they're playing off that.
That's why I
yeah.
think that's why it's
Yeah.
so funny. Like people are getting so bit like. I'm sorry, I see a rainbow flag and I'm just like, oh god.
Well, in the Bible, the rainbow symbolizes God's return and His everlasting promise that He'll always love us. So that's what I think about what I see. the
Everlasting
flag.
love.
Yes.
And- okay.
So that's why I see why we got the rainbow.
It
flag.
means everything, different things to different people. The rainbow exists in nature. It's a beautiful being that doesn't happen very often. You can compare that to gay people. We're all beautiful individual. And there's so many meanings and stuff. It's all, well, I'm just saying, it's however you
Right.
interpret it.
Well, you
It's
know,
just
one man
silly.
did tell me, he was like, I was working at a bakery one time, and this guy was like, straight guy, a little regular. He's like, you know what? Gay people are angels.
Aw.
He's like, and I didn't. I was like, "Girl, I didn't come out to you." I'm like, "Can you tell him I'm fishy?" But he was just like, he's like, "No, I have friends." He's like, "Y'all are just always lovely people." He's like, "I think y'all are angels sent to us on earth."
Oh,
that's
damn.
sweet.
If
That's
only everyone
really
could think
cute.
that way.
Well, we have
Brian's
a
like,
long
I'm
way to
gonna
go,
bring it back.
unfortunately.
There's some
but-
gays I know that just can go straight to hell. All right.
Oh
And
my
I
goodness.
just fucking sink.
Right. Well, you know, thankfully that this whole flag controversy has raised awareness, and now people are having this conversation like what we're having now,
Right.
so people can hear it.
Mhm.
Still think people calm tits a little bit, but it's a conversation that needs to be had. It was time.
Because not
So-
everyone's woke like
Right,
this.
exactly. So yeah, I mean, tell us what you guys think. Put it down in the comment section. Do you think they're overdoing it with the rainbow flag? Do you think it's necessary? You know what to do. Put it on down there. Let us know. Oh, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Bye.
Thanks.